Right there. Hey, we are another Thursday night right here at the Hungerford, getting ready to start off with Beyond the Pole. And, of course, we got Brandon in the house, right?
Hey, guys. I'm back. I was in New York City for like a week.
I have
a lot of stories, but
you got a lot of stories that'll be going on. We'll be hearing about those tonight. That's good. We're sort of me and Brandon are taking over right now.
I'm right here, actually.
You are right there.
Yeah,
okay.
I'm ready to go. So
all right. Yeah. I was just trying to give you a minute or two.
No, I'm ready. So,
all right. Well,
it's been a really good week for me. Everything's getting more positive. A little scrambled because I actually just finished an audition in which I'm going to be on a new role on a USA channel show that's being filmed in Buffalo.
Nice.
So that's why I'm a little behind, but that's really good news. So okay, we can
that's
be
great
5
news.
minutes late. But so yeah. A lot. And on top of it, this morning when I looked on my Facebook, what popped up in my feed was an event with Gates to Recovery, and I see that they're offering the CPR training.
We are offering that.
I'm really excited about that because I suggested that we did this after my incident, saying Narcan doesn't always work, and we talked about it. And within 3 weeks of the incident, tomorrow will be 3 weeks since I found my housemate and brought him back to life.
Yeah.
And we already have it now being offered at the walk-in clinics. That's how quick we learned from this incident so that, it'll help out other people. So
And it will, yes, and you are the reason that is happening. I will. It's also going to be happening at all of our other ones, and we're going to offer it every other month.
I love it because, Narcan doesn't always work, and I didn't remember how to do it, and I was lucky I had a 911 operator who was, so helpful.
Right.
I mean, because it was literally, a minute between life and death and severe brain damage. So
right, so it worked out. It worked out good. We got that going. I'm really excited about it. And next week it'll be at the Gates headquarters, the Gates Town Hall at the CPR training will happen. And the cool thing about it is it's all free. Gates Volunteer Ambulance is offered to pick up all the $10 cost. That's got to go to the state there.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, so they picked that up, and so we're excited about it.
Yeah, no, I'm really excited because, that's how I heal with stuff. So, something bad can happen to me, but I try to help others, and that's how I make it a better situation. So, I really sat there, and for, a week, I'm I need to find something positive because it's so traumatic what happened. I'm there's got to be a reason why.
Right.
And then eventually, I'm okay, this is what I'm going to do. And I'm okay, this we can make a difference. And it worked, and now it's already happening.
And
so
that's what Cat Cares is all about, right?
Yeah, Cats Cares. Yeah. So, and all these grassroots organizations making a difference.
Right, exactly. So we're proud to have that happen. So good idea.
Yeah, I'm really excited.
Idea.
So.
You got some other things running too, from what I understand.
There's a lot upcoming. Right now, actually, we got to really get on this quickly.
Yep.
Fellow listeners, we have the Evergreen Memorial Garden in Rochester, and they're painting rocks and doing different displays and gardens for victims of the opioid epidemic. And we set one up for all the dancers and people involved in the adult industry in Rochester who passed. And there's a lot of rocks to be done. It was a lot more than I realized it was going to be, with well over 50 individuals in the past. Rampant in our industry. And so I think we're gonna find maybe a flagpole or something else and just put names on it, and then have some rocks. It was just so big of a project.
Yeah.
I didn't even know how to go about tackling it, and there's so much going on in my life that it actually added to the anxiety. And now I'm okay, we got to get on this. So. We're going to set up a GoFundMe page. It's going to be up later on tonight, and we're going to have it on Beyond the Pole Radio on Facebook, and we're going to start sharing it. And then all the donations will go directly to the garden. Any extra money will go to the garden and maintaining it with animal waste receptacles and whatever necessary to get the job done right.
Animal waste receptacles.
Yeah, that's what I said I was going to donate, but we're not putting anyone's name or anything or donating.
Oh, okay. So you're saying you want to have
their pets to the garden.
I thought you were
leaving poop in the garden.
I thought when you said the upkeep, you were going to be using animal waste. I was like, oh wow, that's new.
No. I'm not that knowledgeable about gardens.
Yeah, I'm not
started
there with you.
Regime like that, but a lot of charity stuff. Everything's coming together. School's be starting. I know Dawn has a thing that she collects backpacks and they give it to the kids in school.
Yeah,
and she'll talk about that. Just a lot. It's getting to that time. Summer's ending. It kind of went by so fast.
It went by so fast. best.
It's
Oh my
just,
God.
school's gonna be
Snow.
starting back up. It's,
Snow.
the difference. No, pumpkin
Snow.
spice is now available.
Is it really already?
Yeah, I saw all these
That's
people talking
terrible.
about it on Facebook, and I was just like, oh, man.
Yeah, it is the end of summer. No doubt coming, and that snow will be right behind it. I think.
Right. And a cool thing today later on, we have Roxii Loves. She's going to be here. She was one of my first guest co-hosts.
Great.
Started the show in the beginning. So it's been a while since she's been on. So we get to hear about her, experiences or what's going on in her life.
You
And I
got to be
her
coming up
interest.
to the 100th show,
Yeah, we definitely are.
so we got to start planning on that too.
We should make that the Bobbit show, which we
Okay, the
will have
Bobbit,
the date.
right.
We're almost done. We got the bars. Now we're just, everyone's making them into events. So there's going to be a thing with Blossom, with Drunai, and he's going to set up, we're going to probably have like a fun Wiener Fest or something, gimmicky and, cool specialties and bratwurst or different,
Absolutely.
Make it cool.
Cool.
And then, it'll be probably at Tally Ho, something with the Bad Drip Labs. Obviously, here, I think the comic books are probably Show World. I don't know. We're going to get them in as many places in Rochester for our listeners to meet them.
Sure, absolutely.
And his
It'll
fans.
be fun.
And, it'll just be a cool time.
Good.
Enjoyable.
Good times.
So lots of coming up. We're gonna do our toy review with Dawn next after a quick break and keep growing.
All right, you want to take? We'll take a little music break.
Yep, sounds good.
All right, I'll tell you what. We're gonna play a little promo on this new benefit concert that's coming up, and then we'll jump right into things here.
Okay.
All right, let's get right back to Beyond the Pole with your host Katrina Lee.
Hey, welcome back to Beyond the Pole. I'm Katrina Lee, and you can find me on Facebook as Katrina Lee, and I also have a modeling page on there with more of the events I'm at. My personal page I keep public, so you can look it up, and we're also Beyond the Pole Radio on Facebook. And we are adding an Instagram account, and we will eventually have a website and more. We're expanding pretty quickly. We've got a good team, and we're kind of, motivated now.
We are moving along pretty fast.
Yeah, I'm excited because we're going to have a bunch of new interns now that school's going to be starting up, and I'm going to get some media and communications that can really, broaden our spectrum.
Oh, interns, we're looking for you.
We are. So if
Come
you're
on out.
interested in
Come
working
on.
for us specifically, we have a couple roles that you can get involved. I can get you on 3 TV shows literally within a week, several modeling gigs, radio, a whole bunch of expansions. So especially if you're dealing with anything in rehab, if you're in addictions counseling, you're in school for social work, psychology, social work, sociology, anything like that in the medical field, because we're looking for life hubs. So anything of the betterment of your life with our show specifically, but I also have the bridge. There's a bunch of positions in
Right.
my companies that I own that I'm involved with that could use some help.
I mean, it worked out well for Brandon. Brandon, how do you like being an intern so far?
I'm really enjoying it. I have
Yeah,
a lot
and-
of opportunities that were given to me.
Yeah, why don't you tell us a little bit about one of the opportunities I helped connect him with Mooney's?
Oh yeah. So basically, Katrina was talking with a promoter of a club. His name is Sean, and so what happened was she gave me the opportunity to speak with him, and then I spoke with him. I'm promoting for a club that's starting up. Their grand opening is August 24th and August 25th. The 24th is a Thursday, and for females, the drinks are $1.
Wait, $1 for drinks.
$1 for drinks on
Oh,
a
Buffalo, we
Thursday.
love you.
Buffalo is always turning up like this. You can even go to Kohl's on a Tuesday. They got $1 drinks too.
Yeah, there's a lot of specials like that when it's college back in time. Like I go to Steer Live.
So have you ever promoted before?
I'm going to be at the event when they
I
open.
have, yeah,
so
a little bit.
A little bit?
I promoted for a couple of UB parties.
Okay,
you
but
know,
no
there's-
actually like big club type of things.
So I've done a lot with that, but we got Dawn on the line, so we got to do our
Ooh.
toy review. She's waiting, and then you can talk about that. So we are going to
Sweet.
get to Dawn and our toy of the week. Hi, Dawn.
How you guys doing?
What up, Don?
Here, she's not as clear. 1 second, we got to just adjust the mic to you.
How's the
Okay.
volume on it?
When are we getting Bobbit?
We're setting it up. It was all waiting on one of the club owners, and they had a big Park Ave Fest, and they had some special promotions going on, and it was just too much. So we're
can't
just trying to get the mic back up, or I don't know, someone could just hold it into.
Okay, do you want to hold it up? Let me know when.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
when-
better. That's much better.
Okay, today's toy of the week is the Airtight Stroker. It's like the flashlight, it just costs about 50% less. It's for men. It's extremely clean, which women like. It's airtight suction that fits the tip all the way down to the testicles. It'll give you a great experience while being cleanly, which is very, very important. It's a solid, tight tin case almost. Variety of different stimulating sensors on it, which allows sucks in, and it's just a ton of fun. And I don't want to go into too much detail because I'm trying to keep G-rated. But I'm sure all you men know what the flashlight is. This costs about half as much and is twice as good.
That sounds amazing.
Yeah, the website is the number 4, PLAYBUZZ.com. You can see me there. You can look at my site. I'm still looking for people to join my company. You can own your own business for $125. And I will personally train you. I'm all-inclusive. I am the only sex toy company that allows men to become distributors and attend the parties. And again, my website is the number 4, PLAYBUZZ.com.
And I have a quick question before you let you off. I remember you talking about collecting backpacks, or what's going on with your charity
I'm
thing?
collecting backpacks for Buffalo Public Schools. So I do this. I've been able to raise 20,000 toys for children in need in Western New York, and it's a toy for your tot. You get a toy for your twat.
I love that.
And right now I'm on my backpack drive, so if you have any backpacks or supplies to donate, I'm even willing to take some gently used one for the homeless.
Now, where do we
population
drop
in
them
Buffalo.
off to you?
Yes, I will take them. So if you have any and they get sent to the radio show, I can come get them before school starts or whatever. We could figure out a way to get them to us, or we could just post it.
Yeah, I know if any of our listeners drop them off at Playmates in Byron, Batavia, I have an adult store in there that gladly that we will collect them and we'll give them to Dawn. And, it's just hard to have you pick them up from everyone, but you could probably drop off at the station, and we'll put some lists on Facebook of where you can drop them off to help them, because we're all about a good cause. So
I truly appreciate that so much.
yeah, she does a lot of great work. She feeds the homeless and does a lot of events. And I do a lot of stuff like that myself. And really, like, people have to give back to the community. I mean, make a difference, especially if you're successful. Every little bit helps. So thank you so much.
Thank you. Yeah, anybody can help. And I'm always taking kids to feed the homeless. So if you're in the Western New York area, Buffalo, I feed them at Friends of the Night Shelter, 394 Hudson, Buffalo. And you be 11 or not, and it's a great way to teach your children, to give it forward, to pay it forward.
Perfect.
That's awesome.
All right. Well, we look forward to hearing our toy next week, and I should have for sure the Bobbit date for you, and we will exactly be moving forward. So thank you very much.
Bye, Dawn.
Take
Bye, Dawn.
care.
So we're going to cut into another song, do a quick little rundown, and we're going to have Roxii Love on talking about all her new updates in life. And
Oh, boy.
one of my friends for a long time. Lots of fun.
Back to Beyond the Pole with Katrina Lee.
Hey, welcome back. We have Oz today in the house. We have our wonderful intern, Brandon, and we have Roxii Love, who's going to be joining us. And prior, we started talking about internship opportunities and how I got Brandon a job, and he's going to work at Mooney's with the opening, and it's going to be like his first time starting with clubs and promotions, and my friend Sean's going to set him up. And I know Oz did a lot of them, and we went downtown in Rochester, and we had a riot this weekend. So
Yeah.
why don't you give him some tips on what he's going to be in for, what changed since you've been around, or I have. It was kind of different. I haven't been down there in years, and I was a little surprised.
Yeah, I was definitely surprised going downtown. It's been a while since I've been out there. It's weird. It's Pearl's not there anymore. A lot of the big clubs aren't there. It's turned in more of like a bar pubby type atmosphere, which is kind of weird because East Ave has always traditionally been like nightclubs, and all that's really down there right now is they have Brass, which is small, holds like 100 people, but it's gorgeous in there. They have One Nightclub, which has always been nice, and they have Vinyl, which has traditionally been a college bar. I believe the best hospitality we got in all those bars was at Vinyl nightclub. They were fantastic. Those guys were great. They treated us great at the door. They weren't. They just weren't jerks. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah, we had some slight issues that normally probably would have been a problem, I guess. Probably been a problem. But I brought my friend Taylor was there, and she's a butch lesbian, and so she was more just masculine. So she had a black shirt on, and she had some jeans that had slight rips. They were fashionable. And then so she kept having issues because she had ripped pants, and you weren't allowed to wear black shirts in. Then my one friend had a nice camo dress shirt with the black shirt. Then he couldn't go anywhere. These are people with with money, and we never have a problem in Buffalo going anywhere. But it was a big problem in Rochester, and we kept getting turned away, and they didn't realize we were. And then a couple people were like, oh, Katrina, come back. And it was just like, it was too late. Like, you can't let my friends in. And
There was a combined net worth of the people with us about like what $20 million plus. And then we have one person who actually works with the Buffalo Bills. We had to call those guys off. I mean, when did the no black T-shirt thing become a rule? Like, did I miss? I created.
I
most
thought
of
a
the
lot
dress
of guys
code on East
wore
Avenue, and then also
black
there's no
T-shirts.
black T-shirt. Like, it's not even like a ratty, crappy black T-shirt. I don't understand that.
Yeah, it was an issue, and it's not the rules in Buffalo, so it threw me off. But I noticed a big difference in Rochester versus Buffalo. Obviously, our bar hours in Buffalo are 4, but in Buffalo, everyone wears cute dresses, and we all like get decked out in high heels. And in Rochester, it was just like shorts or like pants and like cut off tops in a very casual. I mean, they were all tight and skinny pants, but I mean, it just wasn't the same style.
It turned into like a college pub.
It did, the whole thing, and it was a lot. It was different. I have no desire to. I guess. I mean, I'll stick with the cool local trendy bars down here, like Lux, or like they have the Spirit Room. It's like all tarot card readings. There's a lot of theme places, like a firehouse
Like
bar.
Lux is dope.
They have
Lux is
like
super dope.
that one. I mean, there's a trailer park theme bar.
I heard about that.
Yeah, there's
spot.
a
I
whole
gotta check
bunch.
that
There's
out.
so many theme bars in Rochester that are cool, unlike other areas. And I think this may be why the downtown kind of faded. Because they're like just so many, artsy, cool places. But I don't know. It was just surprising. But you're going to be at Mooney's, and so there's lots of things that's going to happen. Is you're probably going to get a lot of girls trying to use you because you're going to be cool
It's
now,
not a
and they're going to
bad
want like
thing.
free cover and to be like, I know this promoter. So you're going to have all this temptation. And any tips, Oz, on how he can control himself and not get lured into, the power of the vagina?
Well, first of all, I'm excited to have Brandon as my new protege. It's happened a few times. I started
Yes,
the Body
started
Bags
him young.
team, VIP Happy Hour, all those teams. So you are the new crop. NRO did those guys, started those guys. That was a joke. But you, sir, have potential. You're smart. You're good looking.
Oh, thank
and
you.
When they try to use you, understand, make sure you get twice as much back than they use from you.
Okay, that's
understand.
very good advice, actually.
Okay, you want to get in, that's cool. You can get in for free, but how many friends are you bringing that's paying? Oh, you want a free drink? That's cool. How many of your friends are buying drinks?
See, he's telling you how to use them for money, not use them, for sex. Like, it's positive advice. Positive.
Yeah, the sex
business
thing.
advice.
Listen, you're a good looking dude. You're smart. You're in the club. You're gonna get like 50% more ass. Like it's gonna increase exponentially. Okay, but you need to shrug it off. The more you give it away, the less in demand it's going to be. So make sure when you do pick somebody, or even if it's a fling, whatever, make sure it's the baddest broad in the club, because that's where your standards need to be. Because you run shit. Oh, sorry, bad word.
Yeah.
But you know what I'm saying? That's what you do. Don't drop it down and hit these dumpster donkey scallywags. You don't want that. You don't want that reputation.
And
Make
remember,
sure-
no means no.
Right.
You don't need someone saying something after the fact because they were drunk and it coming back on you. That's always important for
Oh,
all
for
college
sure.
students. No means no,
Obviously, yes.
because I've seen so many people get their lives ruined not thinking about it.
Yeah,
And always
rule
check
I always
IDs because
had.
you're young, and there might be young girls with a fake ID and you don't know better the next day, and you find out, oops, statutory rape, she's younger.
Oh.
I mean, there's a lot of like weird things that can happen because you're putting yourselves out there with
Yep.
the wolves. It's like, I wonder why a lot of messed up things have happened in my life. Well, I look at the environment I'm
Yeah,
in.
the
I'm almost asking
situation-
for it.
the
So it just
situation
comes
put
to you.
yourself in.
So if you're in bars late at night on a regular basis, weird situation things are going to happen to you on a more regular basis than someone who's sitting at home eating popcorn with their kids.
Yeah,
You know,
that-
not saying there's anything wrong with either.
I feel like you guys are like throwing me.
It's
into-
fine. No,
I got you.
We're,
We're
no,
gonna
that's the
teach you-
thing is
we're
we're
gonna teach you
gonna
the ways, bro.
we're gonna train him and we're gonna watch you and build up his skills.
Katrina brought up a very important point. Like, there's a certain level of intoxication. Once a girl hits that, don't even mess with her, man. She could be all over you. I've had friends have to pull a girl off of me, and she was smoking hot. It's like, I just can't do that. I don't want to mess with you. You know what I'm saying? Because that little lapse of judgment that you're going to have to get it in for your half hour or whatever you're doing, it's going to cost you 10 years of your life.
Yeah,
10 years.
that's
It's
not
not
something I
worth
want.
it, man. Just go home, go in your car and get rid of, you know what I'm saying? Like, pregame it real quick and then get it. But don't, if a girl is drunk, even if you think she's at that point, don't even bother. Tell her to hit you in the morning. It's not worth it.
Yeah.
No, I agree. You never know. So.
There are some crazy ones out there, man.
Oh, I know. And speaking of crazy ones, actually, our next guest, which is one of my best friends for years, which through the clubs, Roxie Love is one of the crazy ones. But she's more retired. But when she does go out, she definitely, the spirit is in her. So I think one quick little song as we set her up and get her on, ready to rock and roll. So this is Wonderful Roxie.
Oh boy.
All right, let's get you right back into the show right here with Katrina Lee.
Welcome back. We're Beyond the Pole, WRFZ LP Rochester 106.3 FM, RochesterFreeRadio.com. We are on every Thursday from 10 o'clock till midnight, the witching hour pretty much. I'm excited. They have an event September 1st, and it's going to be in I Square, and it's right by the House of Guitars. And I'm going to be there, and they're having raffles and different stuff. So I'm trying to put together a basket from Beyond the Pole. So I know they kind of frown upon us a lot for our adult orientation, and we've accidentally messed up with swearing and left pornographic material on accident in the studio when a bunch of Girl Scouts and Boy Scouts came the next day. So, we were kind of the bad seed of the show, but I'm going to put together a nice, tasteful basket that they're going to approve. If I have to go buy some stuff at Macy's of some, glassware.
Let's just wrap Brandon in a bow.
Or buy some things or get, some bad drip vapes. I don't know, something that, we can donate instead of, a bin of sex toys, because I don't think they'll like that. So we're gonna be a little classier. I know autographed pictures of porn stars. We're gonna do this tasteful. So September 1st, I'm gonna be there. August 30th is the Evergreen Memorial. The launch is gonna be all over the news with the rock painting, the garden. The GoFundMe account's gonna be online, and then I'm gonna have my little minions start painting those rocks like fiends. It's great. Roxy's gonna be one of them. And speaking of Roxy, we have Miss Roxie Love in the house who's start chiming in.
Hey.
So here's Roxy, and Roxy's one of my first co-hosts who came on, and it was a lot of fun. We had a lot of adventures through the years.
I'm her BFF.
It's been a while, so she hasn't been on here in a year, so I'm excited. And she knows Oz, and we got a long history of clubs, alcohol, and drugs and drunken disasters.
Parties of all kinds.
Long and thick.
Yeah, right. All different. Strip club stories, nightclub stories, shenanigans.
Yeah, shenanigans.
And the ones you remember and the ones you don't remember. And then the pictures.
We pretend to remember.
Yeah, and then the pictures that show up on I Had a Good Night Rochester, and you're like, oh my gosh, take him down, Alan.
Thank God Alan's a friend. Like, Alan, you can't post those pictures. Alan, don't do it. He's like, I got you, homie. I want one day the unreleased, uncut version of the pictures of me to come out. At my funeral, here's all the pictures of the last 80 years of Ossos in that I couldn't post. Here you go. You had a good life.com.
And you're like, you think you look so good, and you're like, yeah, look at me pose, and you're like, wow, I'm really messed up. Now everyone just saw it because it's tagged, and at least 5,000 people saw me on Facebook.
Incriminating as all hell. Alan's got a file just stocked of everybody, and we all know it.
Yeah. Oh, I'm sure. Tons. I mean, just even myself, I'm thinking there's at least 50 of them. And yours, there's got to be more. Roxy, my gosh. God. I can't even think. You're out all the time.
Pandora's box.
Right. I'm just like, man, they don't go away. That's what, I thought about. And I've been doing, I'm coming up and I'm more mainstream with my companies now, working with rehab clinics like The Bridge, and I'm doing more movies and stuff. So I was young and naive when I got involved with modeling for the adult industry. So I've been in Hustler and over 100 adult magazines. And so there are things that maybe I was taken advantage of that I didn't know at the time by photographers. So I'm wondering which people are going to be good and which ones are going to turn out to be the scumbags who are going to post pictures that, after the fact, are wrong, you shouldn't do just to get money or market off the fact that it's me. So
I have some pretty dirty clips.
Yeah, there's stuff.
I don't think I want anybody
There's
else
some
to
bad, and then there's also what's going to be coming out, because then I'm wearing the medical, all this spirit, and then just whatever from the girlfriends.
It'll happen.
And then all the flashbacks of the Hustler classics they can put me in, all the Bear Leagues, all that stuff. They're waivers. They own these pictures forever.
You're going to be the best grandma, though, because you're going to have the best stories to tell your grandchildren.
I know.
This was my grandma.
I know. And it's all because one day at the sundowner, this person comes up you have a really pretty, and then bam, it all goes to hell. So be careful. You never know if you have a daughter, what could happen.
It gives me heartburn to think about the files and the pictures that if someone blows up with me, it's there is some terrible, questionable, incriminating stuff out there, and I could just see the girls and people coming out hey, look at this picture of Oz. He's in a tutu with ice skates and a bottle of Jack Daniels wearing a unicorn horn.
I know.
Is this a real story?
Yeah, you can't make it up.
That's
It almost sounds like it could really be a
right.
story.
That's why we're training Brandon right. Like, Brandon, you got to be careful of the pictures you send people now in
Right,
case we
we're
get famous. There's just going to be some stuff out there that 100 years from now, my great grandkids will be like, yeah, that's my great grandpa.
Right.
With
On
the
a
bottle
scale
of-
to 1 to 10, though, how naive do you think he's going to be for all that?
Well, that's what we're working on him.
Yeah,
We're
we're
working
training
on
him.
Yeah.
Roxy, he was paying dancers
Corrupting
to talk
him,
to him.
or
Oh,
doing
no,
both.
it wasn't like
Making sure
that at
he's not.
all. It wasn't like that at all. I was just there for the conversation. I wasn't paying anyone for a conversation.
Oh, yeah. He wants us to take him around to the strip clubs and break him in, so it's going to be fun.
Good God.
are we
poor
going to break
kid.
him in, or are they strippers?
I think both.
I think it should be like a controlled burn. Like, you let him out for just a certain amount of time, and when you see he's about to go over the edge, you pull him back in.
Like
be like, okay,
Cinderella.
Brandon, yeah.
I know,
He
you got to
turns
let him
into a
touch.
pumpkin at midnight.
It's like when you
right.
first work at a pizzeria, you like get the initial burns on your hands so you can grab the pans out fast and get going, right?
I don't have that.
Oh wow, my boss did that.
Oh, wait, your boss did
Wow.
that?
Yeah, they
boss
did
a
burn for your
jerk.
hands.
Yeah, that
Wait,
sounds terrible.
What about pans?
Oh, we had to like burn our hands onto the pan so
Oh,
we could just
no.
grab them out.
That
and
is
it didn't affect us.
insane. That's okay. That's one of those examples that you were just talking about. People taking advantage of you because you're young, and naive. That guy is the first on the list. Katrina was like
I
7.
want to high five that guy.
Put your hand on this hot pan and burn yourself so you can
So you
be
get
a
used
better
to it, and
employee.
you don't burn yourself long term. There's a lot, I
could
guess,
see
a lot of weird stuff.
Sacrifices must
Little
be
Katrina
made.
at 12. But sir, I just want to make the pizzas ding ding ding. Little eyes blinking.
I did. I didn't
my
want to have to be
God.
the sub girl anymore.
That's so hot, though. That's
No, but
550 degrees.
There was a lot. It was hot, but there was a lot of things that I realized. I guess in our
It was
pizzeria
hot.
didn't happen in normal ones. Like what we did. For some reason, the guys would dip the rags in the hot oil, and they'd like snap them, and they'd leave burning welts on you, and they would
What
do
is-
it back and
why-
forth with
why
each
are you-
other.
you're
But it's the
playing with
common thing. You talk to
pyromancies.
other pizzeria people who work. There's common.
This almost sounds like a
It was like
fraternity
abusive, but,
or
you know.
sorority. Like
I was like the only
get to
girl,
the
and it was a
next
bunch
level.
of guys.
There'd be like a half a dozen pizza makers in the dumpster by shift was done.
my God.
Everybody blew like, hey, where did the employees go? I don't know. We got chicken wings though. I can't make pizza,
Right?
but I'll make you wings. Somebody else is dead. Sorry.
Oh my god! And we used to smoke weed, so then we would go and we'd run. We'd do it in the cooler, then we'd run really fast, and then we'd just blow through the wing return, fence. So it was wild. We were 16 years old.
You relay raced weed?
pretty much.
Okay,
There was no
I think you were there
cameras
for a
back
drug
then,
operation, and that wasn't a
Bro.
pizzeria.
Yeah, no, it was a lot of fun. It was a great pizzeria experience. So
Does Brandon know
I
about
make
the
a really
Ookie
good
Cookie?
wing sauce, honestly. So
Did anybody talk about the Ookie Cookie?
I think we did. We discussed Ookie Cookie, right?
Is that
what
the-
is
the
Ookie
disket?
Cookie?
It's where like.
No. I think you guys have, and I don't want to hear this.
Let's
again.
take a little bit of his innocence
no,
right now.
Let's remind our
I wanna
listeners
hear
because
this.
Roxy's
Listen.
confused. So
I
I
am-
was watching, what's it? Big Mouth? Yeah, Big Mouth. It's a show on Netflix, and I think it's hysterical, and I love it. And they're talking about the Jisket, and it was a Trisket, and the guys in the like jizz on it, and
I'm
whoever
Figuring that one
can't
out
get off
quick.
has to eat the the kids. But back when I was at the pizzeria, they called it Ookie Cookie, and they did it with a cookie. And then I was telling him it, and he's like, no, it can't be a thing. So we Google it, and it pops up. It's like in Wikipedia, so it is a real thing. So it's common fraternities.
I'm literally watching Roxy
God.
lick her lips and smile right now.
She's smiling. She's like, I want a cookie
Ookie
covered with
Cookie, cookie.
Right?
Oh my God.
So let's get on to Roxy. So I know recently you were at Vixen's. What made you decide you felt like wandering into the strip club industry again?
You
You just
can
missed
take
it.
the stripper out of the club, but I guess I need to be in a club.
I know. I found when I stopped completely, I missed it, and then like I would want to go in every once in a while. It wasn't even a money making thing. It was just like fool around with the girls because it's really hard to get all those girls to meet outside.
Right.
And especially be it on a Thursday, Friday, Saturday, because those are good money making nights. So
Right.
it's like the only time you can see a lot of your friends.
Well, we're social creatures, so
Yeah.
I mean, we like to party, we like to socialize, we like to have fun, and then
Some
you
more
know-
than others.
some more than others. There's the downers; they don't usually last too long.
Yeah.
They're like the stragglers.
Right. But no, like I said, I missed it so much. And every time I would stop or end up in like a relationship where the guy's like, you can't dance, or they're like controlling. Because I did try to do that one that was terrible. I found myself
Makes you want to
lying.
go in like harder.
I was
though.
lying and I was saying I was having girls' night at the strip club.
Girls' night at the strip club. Nobody's
girls.
crazier than girls at the strip
Girls'
club.
night. I mean, what's wrong with girls' night where you might be humping people? I mean, what's the difference? That's not really true. Girls' night. I'm with girls. I don't know.
Good
I'm just out with the
God.
girls. Have a boys' night. It's okay. Don't worry about it. I'll be home.
Yeah, those are the ones you don't hear enough about. Is the boys' night,
Right? And then I got in trouble through the years because a lot of my married friends or my girlfriends who have boyfriends are like, hey, let's sneak off. I want to make some money real fast. Don't tell my husband. And we go on a girls' trip. And then they come back with money. And they'd buy him like a Christmas gift. They're like, where'd this money come from? And they're like, oh, I went stripping with Katrina. And the guy's like, you know.
That's like my girlfriend. A couple of years ago, I took her into the strip club, and she's like, "Don't tell my boyfriend. Tell him I'm waitressing." I'm like, "Okay." She comes home with $600.
Nobody waitresses at the strip club.
4 hours.
600 4 hours exactly. I was waitressing, honey.
I never believe it. Listen, Brandon, girls always say, "Oh, what do you do at the strip?" "Oh, I'm a waitress at the strip." You are not a waitress. You are lying. And if you are a waitress, you're a waitress for like 4.5 minutes.
Yeah, you're a waitress, and the second a guy's like, "Okay, I'll pay double for that dance," you're in the back. The
Yep.
same with the bartender, and if the club will like push the bartender into the back if
Right.
like some big money spenders like I want dance with her, I'll pay extra. Like in the back now.
Go.
Anyone as a female, including girls who
believe it.
sell clothes for me, can
my.
become a stripper real fast.
Oh yeah.
Guys want
Anybody.
what they can't have, and for some reason, if you have regular clothes, they'll just push and push and push to try to see you.
See, the funny thing about the girls' night, like a guy's night, like when I'm trying to be good, like my friends, it consists of like 4 guys eating chicken wings, drinking a beer, and farting on each other. Like we get into no trouble. Like, we're like, I know like where my boundaries are. If I go out and I'm past 12, like I'm gonna be out till for the next 2 or 3 days. So I have to be in before like 12:30, eat my wings, drink my beer, go right home, no matter what it is. Go out just for a minute. No, you're lying. It's not gonna be for 20 minutes. You're gonna be there forever. Don't die. No. So yeah,
Yeah, no, mine's just like, the wild ones. I'm a little older and more mature now. I don't know, drunk used to be. Usually there's a girl crying and puking and someone holding her hair in the bathroom.
And
Usually
it's
a
like-
random stranger you pick up.
Every
It closes
single
it
place.
too, but the girls usually don't leave for like an hour because we're in the parking lot trying to like get our shit together.
Yeah, no, yeah, but
Who's sober enough to dial the phone?
right? Yeah, and just and all like lost, and thank God for Uber now, But and then always someone loses stuff. There's always a cell phone or a makeup bag dumped out. There's always some incident. Then
There's always
someone's
a lot of
fighting
cell
with a
phones.
boyfriend or deciding to get hammered because they started a fight or broke up with someone. We all have to console them, or it's someone's birthday, and then you just wake up. And I used to be bad with the Jägermeister in the water and blackout high functioning, and you're like find out then it's like lesbian threesomes, all this crazy stuff to now, or heaven forbid. I never did this, but other girls and they're at the strip clubs doing it and they don't remember, they black out and they're like, I just started just giving blowjobs and stuff like crazy. They don't remember it.
wow.
And you're like, don't you remember? And they're like, oh my gosh, what did I do? You're like, that's why you got fired.
What
honey.
did I
And they don't
do?
remember. And you're like, it's terrible. And then they come back 2 weeks later.
Thank God, when I was working at the nightclubs downtown, I had my White House, just like right next to all the clubs. There was like a big office that we used to use. I used to go there and get all sorts of sideways and just pass out on the couches, wake up, and be like, oh, I guess I got to go home today. What is it? Like Monday? Bars closed Saturday. Lost a whole day.
Yeah, right.
Roxy's head would pop up. Hi, Oz. What the hell? Where'd you come from?
So what did you notice any changes since when you danced and kind of your little...
And then when I went back to
yeah.
manage,
Yeah.
well,
She was recently,
I
just so everyone's
know-
updated, what were you, a den mother?
a
kind
den
of?
mother, yeah, manager of the dancers, and I definitely started to understand why the managers, when I was dancing, were crazy.
Or yeah, they
I
started-
totally understand now why they were always pulling their hair out.
Oh, yeah, it's very stressful. I hated strip club managing. It was the worst job you could fathom. You get paid the least amount out of everyone in the club. You get treated the worst.
Right.
And
you
if
do
you're a
the
girl,
most.
it's worse because the girls get extra vindictive and then they'll like slash your car tires. They'll key your
Oh, they're
car.
crazy.
And they'll like go crazy on you
And
on
you can be
Facebook.
sweet as cherry pie to them.
Yeah.
And you are their worst enemy because they will be like, oh, well, why don't you just go get on stage? But then when you do,
Then they get mad because
and
you're
they
taking
see
away their
you
money.
with all the money, then they hate you even more.
Yeah, because then you're stealing their money or you're doing extras in the back, and because you know where they can't. And it's just a vindictive industry.
You know it's some craziness if the 2 craziest females I know are calling them crazy.
Yeah.
You know,
well, I was a
to
manager.
tread lightly, bro.
I was a strip club manager with the most crazy short ones possibly in Rochester history all at once. And it was very intense. And usually I find that if you're under 5 foot and your shoe size is 5 or under, there's probably something wrong with you. But no. It was a lot. It was a lot of stress. It just wasn't worth it. $15 an hour to be treated like garbage. And then like I'm still like I was young. I was 27 years old, and I was on the cover of Hustler magazine for Barely Legal. And like they were pretending I was eternally 18. But there I am, and like all these guys are trying to get danced all this money. I'm like, what am I doing? And I have a degree, so I weaned away from that. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I was like, not a good idea. But I'd rather do the stores and the sales and everything. But yeah. But you do miss it. And
I need a simpler life than managing.
Yeah, I popped into Playmates. I was there last night, checked out my store, and they had their pig roast on Sunday. Now, this is what's crazy. So I didn't make it because I didn't feel that good, but I kept saying that I didn't know if I wanted to go because I have traumatic brain injury. I have a brain aneurysm. And people know that, but like, so all these events that they had there were fighting related. They were like mud pit wrestling. They were boxing, these big gloves. They were going on slip and slides. And I'm like, this is an accident. Well, my friend Allie, who was on this show, ended up breaking her ribs, several of them. Most of the girls, almost everyone it was on Sunday. They were mauling each other. Like
Allie?
These girls, Ellie, not Ellie Kroll.
Oh, okay.
No, Allie Myers.
Shout out.
No, Allie Myers. But yeah, so they were like getting real aggressive in this mud pit. I mean, they were beating each other, like
That's
really,
awesome.
really. And it's on the video.
You should totally tell her about oil wrestling.
And then
Oh my
they were
God.
like,
Roxy love.
everyone was scratched, they were
Maz.
bruised up, they were hurting. Like, so I'm in there, they're like, I can't even go on stage. I'm in so much pain. I'm like, my God. I'm like, I'm so glad I wasn't there. And I'm like, at least, and then, so she's going back to work and she shouldn't for 6 to 8 weeks because her ribs. And now, so they're talking about next year trying to add like sand. So the girls going
Get
but
well soon,
the thing,
stripper.
these girls were getting drunk and they weren't going down the right way. So you're supposed to get going your stomach head first, but they were going down their
right
butt. They're going down on their knees. They're going down on their sides. They were just, just.
Wait, knees
Drunken
isn't the right
stripper
way.
activities.
There
man.
and there was no real rules on like don't use a slip and slide this way because this is in Darien Lake. So there was a lot of injuries.
Yeah,
Even if you did make the rules, what you got a bunch of drunken
tried.
strippers? Nobody's gonna listen to the rules. Like, oh look, let me read these before I go on
There-
there.
there's-
I've had half a
We're
bottle of
talking
tequila.
about strippers
Yeah,
here, like
no.
the queens of unconventionalism.
So everyone got injured, but they announced a new owner. So Playmates
Awesome.
as a new owner is Angela. She's Angela.
hi,
Everyone
Angela.
knows her. So complete female owners and complete females all involved. Like I have the store inside. Angela does printing. She's going to help with some stuff along with our logo. And then you got Kitty who used to dance. So it's actually a great team. We're doing a lot of remodeling. They actually finally put in a real system instead of these CDs. It was embarrassing. The music would go down.
Ooh, CDs.
And you had to do the same songs over and over.
They
and
stole
it was like
so many
terrible.
of my CDs with that terrible machine.
Yeah, CDs. It was still going on, and they finally got the music like a month ago. And so this is what amazed me. Now I listen to strange eclectic music, and I always got away with dancing, and no one else would.
Eclectic country girl.
There's all these girls now picking up on my prime country of the 90s and the 80s and 90s, and there's this girl Dolly, and she's like, "Hey, Mariana," I'm like, "No, these are like my songs. I'm sorry, it's Sammy Kershaw. This is me. Okay, you're not queen of the double wide trailer." And she's stripping to Elvis and all this stuff, and it's cute, and I like her, and she's new, and I'm like, you remind me when I first started, and like, how
Don't you like her veteran stripper attitude?
It is funny.
Oh my God, you're so cute.
Well, you can tell
I
when you're
remember when I
new.
was you.
Yeah, remember you get the bounce. You can tell a new dancer because you bounce funny. You walk, and you have this odd bounce.
Wait, you're talking about the newbies?
Yeah, the
We
newbies.
call them the star attitudes.
Wow, Katrina's like the Yoda of strippers.
The Yoda.
I've seen
Let
it.
me train you, young stripper
Dennis
one.
used to be like, "You are the professional dancer." He's like, "You're the
Take
one
your
who makes
clothes
the
off,
money.
you will."
You're the one I want." He's like, "You're my number one money maker. You don't see her get messed up." He's like, "You get here, you talk to the guys, you get the money, you get out." I'm like, "That's how you should do it."
Laying down the stripper
So
line.
yeah, so I'm at Playmates, and I've been selling a lot of really odd things lately, and it started jumping up. But I guess because they have a XXX license, you can have sex with yourself on the stage. So all these girls have been buying vibrators. and
Wait, where is this?
This is at Playmates in Byron.
And explain that again. What is
So
it?
they have a XXX license, so you can have sex with yourself on stage. But guys can't have sex with you or insert the toy into you, but you can have sex with yourself or with other girls. So there's these weird laws on it.
Wait,
But
like, even
when did
other
this
girls that
happen
are
with the
coming-
new
It's
owner?
always been, but they stopped. The girls didn't want it to go on, and then what happened is Bristol started it, and then Bristol started with the
I love
golden
you,
butt plug.
Bristol.
She brought the golden butt plug, so then I ended up selling like 10 of them, and then something with the vibrator that she's picking up these trends, which I don't care. I'm not going to do them myself, but I applaud her for helping me make money.
Thank you for the butt plug.
Thank you. Yeah, and helping Dawn make money. For the surge of golden butt plugs with sparkles, sparkly gems on the bend, and for also all the new small vibrators.
Strippers and sparkles.
And girls who never used them now all trying to ask. And then I had to also explain to them that you can't just chuck it in your dancer bag. You need to use toy cleaners so you don't get diseases and infections.
Cleaners are important.
So I had to explain to them that you need to clean them and all the same hygiene stuff.
They really didn't know.
Please.
It's amazing. Some stuff that people don't realize if you don't tell them. It's a little scary. Some people are really naive. Like, it's amazing.
Oh my god.
Really scary.
You're naive.
But I love certain stuff,
anyway.
but not like that. But we're gonna cut in a song break, and then we're gonna return with more fun shenanigans and some info on cannabis.
Yeah.
All right, and let's get back to that second hour of Beyond the Pole with Katrina Lee.
Welcome back, because Beyond the Pole, we are WRFZLP Rochester 106.3 Rochester Free Radio. I'm Katrina Lee. We have Oz, Roxy, and Brandon in the house. We had Dawn from Foreplay earlier, and we're going to return and commence. So, what has been your favorite strip club in Rochester or Buffalo? Because I know you traveled around that you worked at, Roxy.
My favorite strip club.
Through the years, because you got a lot of experience. I mean, even a trip, I just don't know exactly all the places you went to.
I would say at the time that I was there was Tally Ho.
Okay.
And that would have been because of my old manager.
Okay, yeah. It's years at certain times, clubs change, so.
But my favorite experience, I think overall, like environment-wise, being able to be free and have fun was Playmates.
Okay.
So, yeah.
I like Playmates. It's really laid back. It's kind of female owned. It's like family friendly. Like, it's not that pushy.
It's family
No,
Family
girl
friendly. What kind of family are you?
It is like the girls are more laid back. They're not as catty. It's a small dressing room, so you're forced. And the girls work like the same girls work every day in Reason.
Yeah.
And it's the same girls for
Okay.
years. So you become like used to them. And then so if they like you, you're great. If they don't like you, you're screwed.
Okay,
Yeah.
so you're saying working
Like,
there. I
if
thought you
you're-
meant like the people would, like customers
Yeah,
would be
no,
like,
no.
it's family friendly.
Well, no, I mean, it seems
I've
like
never
it's
heard
like
that.
the regulars, everyone knows their name. They come in, like, everyone, even if they don't have a lot of money, all the girls will still talk to you. Like, in other clubs in the city, that's, like, not tolerated. The girls will be more rude. This one, it's just, I don't know.
I feel like guys are more gentlemen in Playmates because they get to have a little more fun.
I think possibly, yeah, because there's more touching,
Well, there's more seeing, though.
There's more
too.
seeing. There's
more
everything. There,
experience.
it's on stage you can get like and wrap your legs around people's heads and stuff and like hop in their laps and it's stuff you can't do actually really anywhere. You're really not even supposed to do that in Canada.
I've never
Yeah.
heard a strip club be described as family friendly.
No, I just meant like
We're
the
still
club,
hung
the
up on
dressing
that.
room.
I don't
I'm
blame
still
you.
trying to digest that. Like, wait, it's family.
Yeah, no, I meant like the dressing room. It's like
We're all going to hell.
a sisterly, motherly. The bouncers are like, like Dennis, the manager at night. It's like your father figure. He's really nice, and the bouncers make sure they walk you to
really
your
family.
car. No, they walk you to your car and they make sure you're okay. Like they're people who care for you. It's like nice. And other clubs they don't always do that. Like in Erie, Pennsylvania, you just kind of go out for yourself. Like no one walks you out. It is a
Ooh.
little different. So.
Don't tell people that. There's crazy people
There's
out there.
a lot,
crazy. They'll
but,
make
you
a
know.
drive.
Well,
Or
but a lot
kidnap
of
a
these
stripper.
dancers are crazier than the customers
Good
you might
God.
actually want them.
Who the hell would kidnap, like, for like 15 minutes, you'd kidnap a stripper and one of you guys, like, get out of my car. Somebody
Right, please,
Here's
please.
dinner, here's a movie, here's a plane ticket, just
Here,
go.
take my wallet. Yeah.
Where's your boyfriend? I'll call him now.
I
I'll
know.
Uber you.
That's the whole point. You don't pay them for sex necessarily. You pay them to leave, like so they
Right.
go, like, and they don't try to stay and move in. But anytime I would contemplate possibly escorting, I realized that men fall head over heels with me kind of too fast, and then it'd just be a disaster.
And they poison bacon.
Yeah, they poison
Evil
bacon and
bastards.
food and,
Oh,
crazy. But hey, on the
That is
plus side of
crazy.
that story, now CPR is being
That
offered
story
in all the
will always
walk-in
haunt me.
clinics.
So
It'll
that
haunt
saved a bunch of
everyone.
lives. That saved a bunch of lives, honestly.
It's going to save a lot of lives, and a lot of people are because you never know. It's not even just anyone committing suicide or an overdose. It could be a kid choking. I mean, it could be a restaurant. It could be at any point in your life that you might need to know these skills.
I need to learn CPR. That's one thing I am lacking.
You
so I
should
need to
because of
learn.
your son.
Right.
I mean, really, now I'm more aware. Like I learned it with a babysitting class when I was like 10, and I don't think I probably did really learn it. I was probably like giggling with my girlfriends, and not
No,
really.
I'm a mommy, and I go over that like once a year. I try to watch like YouTube videos, and I've done the CPR training with Red Cross and everything.
Yeah, my sister did some with dogs, and I just thought that was
Dogs.
weird. In case your dog starts choking.
I love how she always tries
you
to
gotta use,
relate
like,
with
two
stuff with
fingers?
like family.
No,
and
it was
dogs.
so weird. No, animals. understandable. So, but I thought that was odd because she was talking about it when I was talking about the CPR training, and she's like, you never know, because I guess her friend's dog choked, and so it became like a fear of hers. So I guess there's even classes that you can get at vet offices like that.
If the monkey starts choking, Katrina knows exactly what to do.
Right? No one.
I got this.
Those cute little monkeys.
I'd be so afraid. They're so little, and I guess I really didn't do the CPR right because I should have broke his sternum. I guess supposedly a lot of people said it. So
Wait, you're
what was that?
supposed to break their sternum?
It should have, if I did it right, it should have broke the sternum. I
Oh,
heard
you're
from
talking about
multiple
when you
people
open up
during
the
CPR.
airwaves.
Yeah, and I didn't do that.
So maybe we should meet up with them and give them a little. Hey, let me do this right
refreshing
for
it.
you.
Yeah.
But
Wait, you're
Well,
supposed to break the sternum?
No, I don't know. That's what everyone said it
There's a special
would.
soft spot, like right below your Adam's apple and like right above, I don't know, your chest plate. And there's a little hole right here. And
Yeah,
they
like
say,
right
they
by
say
the
if someone
trachea.
can't breathe and you can't open up their airways or get them to breathe again, you can actually take like an empty pen.
Yeah, like a
and you can,
trichomony
and you
or
just got to
whatever.
make sure it stays clear of fluid and everything. You can save somebody's life doing it.
Or you could be a jerk if you don't like them and spit in it once in a while.
That's so
Terrible.
Don't give people ideas.
Don't ideas. So what has been your favorite, we'll go around. So Roxy, what has been your favorite song to dance to?
It's called Boomaye. It's by an industrial German band
Okay.
I love
called
industrial
KMFDM.
Yes.
And it's Boomaye. It's Bumaye, and it is my favorite.
Cool. And then, so Oz, what has been your favorite song to watch a girl dance to? And you'll
Or-
get the
or
same
strip.
question, Brandon. It could be dancing if you don't really have a lot of strip club experiences, but it's really
Favorite-
stripping dancing.
I like unconventional stuff. Like she said, like some
Like
industrial
Depeche Mode.
German, like anything different. Like
German dancing.
like no, like industrial German, like some Rammstein-y type of like Prodigy. Like I think that stuff's fun. Marilyn Manson. I'm a huge Marilyn Manson
Chastity
fan.
and I used to dance to Prodigy.
Yeah.
So-
I used to
Rest in
that.
peace, Chaz.
Firestarter, all that. That's huge.
Right,
when it
you
first came
can
out.
never ever downplay Juvenile back that thing.
Right.
Every time
There's
there's a hot
certain songs
boy.
that come on, everyone gets all excited and stuff like Apple Bottom Jeans. For some reason, everyone's like, yeah, sings along.
Yeah.
Timeless.
Apple bottom jeans.
I just heard that
Roxy
the
with
other
the
day.
fur. See Brandon.
I always like
staring at
country
her.
songs. I still do country when I do.
You have a very
I can pull off
unusual
country.
taste in music. I mean, I was driving with it. We had a rough night out the other night. We were,
Oh, we did.
It made it till pretty early. The Uber driver was
Awesome.
lit, though. The Uber driver had bottles.
Yeah, so, our Uber driver's car is the XL, so we're actually copying and doing this, so I'm going to have one of these Uber XLs shortly. And so it's all pimped out with colors and lights. And then the guy looks at us, he pulls out all these mini bottles, and he's like, I got more. And he had, 30 mini bottles.
I think if I was
And we're all-
an Uber driver, that would be me. Like lights
I
everywhere.
can like that.
Let me
Yeah.
give you an experience.
So, so we're giving him more money, and then we can't get liquor anywhere. It's all shut down. So we're fine. And then I wasn't really that impaired. And then it was a mix of all different types of liquor that knocked us.
It wasn't
all
Jaeger,
down.
was it?
It was Jaeger. It was rum. It was gin. It was vodka. It was Pucker.
It was what?
99 bananas.
Vodka.
Dude, our car was on East Avenue, and we drove to North Chili somewhere, Ubered out there. This minivan was the hottest nightclub in the city. We got into this Honda Odyssey, and it's like, the lights are
awesome.
going everywhere. He's got bottles on deck, and I'm
Yeah.
yo, we should have been here the whole night.
Did you actually get his information so you guys can get him as an Uber again?
I believe we did.
I think so.
I believe we did.
It got
Must have been a
really
good Uber.
fuzzy.
Yeah,
Really
it got
fuzzy.
real fast, real fuzzy, and then just
So
continued
next
on.
time we all go out, we're just gonna call this guy.
Oh yeah, he's
And
the
we're
man.
just
Just
gonna
drive
see
us-
what happens.
Yeah,
Drive us around
let's
for the
go.
entire night.
It
Yeah,
was
just tell him to
awesome.
go. Just
Yeah.
green light, go.
I was creating accounts to give this guy 5 stars.
No, he was amazing.
He was the man.
Yeah, it just continued on, and then we just ended up making drinks at my house and with popsicles, and
How
it
did the
just got even
popsicles
crazier.
happen?
Lesbian action going on. Not me,
wow.
other people. I don't know. It was
Not. I
wild.
love how you always
Like,
say
not me.
not me. Other people.
because my mom's listening sometimes, but it wasn't me. I was behaving.
It might not be
Mom.
Katrina, but she's like the match to the pile of gasoline. She's like, "Oh, hey guys, let me start this fire for you."
That's me. That's what I do. I feel it. I don't actually, participate in the activities, but I help instigate and I stand and watch.
Yep, that's definitely
Yeah, and
it.
I laugh at a corner like I'm a leader of the stupidity. I'm actually not usually participating.
She's a
in
leader
it.
of the stupidity.
I really appreciate the fact that you guys use popsicles for drinks, though. I gotta try that.
It was good.
Oh,
we
it
threw
was
them in. Yeah.
That
delicious.
sounds amazing.
You
Like,
made the popsicles?
Where were you guys? 10 years
Ron
ago?
did actually. Yeah, at my
And what
house.
was in
started
'em?
drinking like what?
It was random mixes of whatever came from the Uber driver with popsicles and whatever we could find.
It was like when you go to the fridge for leftovers on like a Monday or Tuesday, because you haven't gone shopping, you put everything in just one big bowl. It was like that with booze on a
And
Saturday
there was a
night.
lack of
That's
stuff because the
amazing.
cops came and threw out all my food and all my drinks because
Wait,
I
the
was supposed
cops
to be
came?
poisoned. No,
No,
they
not
didn't come
that
that time, but prior, not even 2 weeks ago, they threw out all my food and everything. So I had to
Oh,
buy
yeah.
stuff. So I
Okay.
didn't have as much as I would have. So we didn't have the level of creativity. So
I
we
was
didn't
going to
have
say,
like
if the cops show up at
mixers.
that point, just offer them a popsicle.
Right? Yeah, no, it wasn't out of control like that. It wasn't like a ton of people.
Want one?
Yeah, it wasn't a
cool
ton
down,
of
man.
people, but yeah, it was fun. It led into not making it to the pig roast.
Yeah, I could see it. Hey, you can do all this paperwork by arresting us, or you could have this popsicle.
Right. It was all in control. So I know all the cops anyways in our area. They like me.
They like
They
you.
do. They thought it was amazing. They were like so nice.
They like the
you know.
amusing ones.
They do. Well, you got to remember over 100 type emergency personnel were at my house on the 27th. And what they witnessed was a whole bunch of vibrators, serial killer museum
Yes.
plans, signs
And an
about life
Alice
without
in
shame.
Wonderland room.
Beyond the Pole, Alice in Wonderland. They go through the whole entire house, the butterfly gallery, a whole bunch of toys of He-Man and My Little Ponies. I was like, they probably,
There's
knives,
actually a big painting on one of her walls
giant slabs of meat.
that says freak show.
And it's got a bearded woman. If you pull it and put it in the light, it shines through in the back. I had it custom made. But, so I looked like a freak, and you would think I was actually the one who was trying to kill someone and suicidal, but it wasn't. I was the one afraid. So
We know
when you
this is a
see,
cover-up,
I'm like
Katrina.
the freak show there, and then I'm the one like, and he was scaring me. I was terrified for my life, and they're like, wow, he had to be a
little Stepford
monster. Like, damn, what could this guy have done? And they're like looking at that, and I got Jeffrey Dahmer versus Jesus comic book Tom Losey
Oh
gave
my
me.
God, I saw
and you just
those.
feel like you touch it and you're gonna burn. And I got like the court papers, Jeffrey Dahmer, Eggy nipple belts, all this stuff. And I'm just like, and they're like, I don't know if it's really protocol, but I guess it is. You have to go in every room and check everywhere.
Yeah.
And I just like, please, because it's only gonna get worse. Can we just stop? And I tried to get out of the room. They had all these big sheets with all these plans for the companies written. It's all the serial killer. It's like.
I slept in the Alice in Wonderland room. I was like, yeah, no, this is where I'm going to stay. This is my comfort zone.
Safest room.
Wait,
I'm
some
in here.
giant caterpillar. Like,
It is. Well, I had the original movie posters, the lithographs, comic books, the books. Like
She had this one little can, and it said unicorn food on it. And it was this
Unicorn
little
meat,
tin.
unicorn meat.
Unicorn meat. So I'm like, oh my God, how cute. Like, it's a little box that says, like, it's supposed to be food for a unicorn. And she comes in giggling, and she's like, no, really, it's not what you think. She opens it up. It's, like, decapitated and just, like, dismembered unicorn.
oh my god.
unicorn.
I'm like, what the hell, Katrina?
I buy weird things,
my gosh.
and then I have like all different crazy stuff in my house. So it's all conversation pieces. It's only going to get more eclectic.
You're my spirit.
Because I'm just
animal.
adding stuff, and I don't have any kids, and I can put whatever I want in my house, and it's big, so it's just becoming like a weird gallery.
So that's
museum.
why she does it,
She's
because
your
she can do whatever
I
she
can.
wants.
So why not?
She's your spirit animal. She chopped mine up and put it in a can.
Right? Yeah. In the can of the unicorn meat. I always liked it because it reminds you of a Spam or Armor potted meat pie, but it's
That's
the same
exactly what it looks
size
like.
of a Spam can. And, eventually I'm going to go to that museum of Spam. It's on my bucket list. It looks really cool.
Tangent.
Speak
by
Of
the
that
way.
tangent, but
There's
on
a
that
museum
note,
of
I think
Spam.
there is a museum of Spam. But on that note, Google it and
Special.
look it up. We are going to go in a quick song break, and then we shall return to Beyond the Pole.
All right, and it's time to get right back in here to, of course, Beyond the Pole with Katrina Lee.
Welcome back. We are on every Thursday from 10 o'clock till midnight. And you can check us out on YouTube. We upload the shows. It's YouTube Beyond the Pole with Katrina Lee. We have a lot of the originals on there, ones that you used to be able to get on our station on their website, rochesterradio.com under podcast. Those are all being put on this site along with all the ones that you didn't get. So it's good. It should be up like usually within 2 days. You can catch it if you miss it. If you're not on Facebook Live, you can see it on my page or on Oz's page. So ways to keep in touch. We are looking for interns, so feel free to message us on Facebook under Beyond the Pole Radio. Try not to go on my personal Facebook page and message me because it's really hard to keep up with, and then I just get demotivated. But we're looking for a couple people. Unmotivated. Deactivated.
I love you
whatever.
anyway.
Let her keep the ding.
Deactivated, whatever. I don't care. But yeah, no, we're definitely want to add some people to our team. We're growing, and I have some new ideas, and I have a couple businesses and projects already. So I'm excited. Life Without Shame is really coming. The radio show, we're pushing it to new levels. Filming with TV.
That's exciting.
This is really cool. I tried the shampoo product that my friend is a scientist for, and my other friend's selling it, and he told me to try his Alchemy, and I'm like, okay, I'll try it. Doesn't matter now. The shampoo conditioners are nice. Not saying, whatever, they're the greatest. But the best product that I have ever tried as a female is a hair gel.
You told me about this. Yeah, you were bragging about that.
So I couldn't believe it. Yeah, and I was showing my friends, and I mean, this isn't even an ad. The only reason I'm saying it is crazy. So I was showing the girls last night, and I worked at Playmates. I only went in for an hour and a half because I'm really lazy now when I go in. And I only cover the girls who want to go home and leave early.
Old lady stripper
So
problems.
I start getting girls call me over and over. Where are you? Can you come? What are you doing? Can you cover me? Because they tell them you can't leave unless Katrina comes in. So then I'll start getting like a whole bunch of texts from everyone. And like, I'm probably the only one who can walk in at like 1:00, go on stage once, and like leave the club. But it serves a need, and then I can make a quick $100, in like 5 minutes. But it works. But so we're there, and usually like it's so hot, and my hair is naturally curly and is frizzy. So then it falls.
I was just gonna say, I've known you for like 10 years, and what?
Yeah, it's naturally curly and frizzy,
wow.
so it falls and it doesn't hold as well. So I constantly be in the back, and I get a little OCD neurotic, and I constantly touch up my curls.
No.
So I use
neurotic?
this gel, right?
Never.
Does that surprise you too?
And my hairdresser said it's damaging my hair because I just started constantly doing it at the club. I don't know why. It's just because, touch it up every time after stage, every time after lap dance, along with like,
Touching the doorknob
hand
7
sanitizing
times.
yourself and,
The greasy pole.
So it actually held the curls. I didn't have to touch them up the whole night. And then on top of it, I put my hair in a bun and I pulled my hair out of the bun, and the curls were still there.
That's impressive.
So
It-
this
nothing
is a
has
gel
done that.
though. It
It's a
doesn't get
gel.
all like crispy or anything.
It wasn't crispy, it wasn't crunchy, and it was light, and it was like touchable. Where
Maybe
it was
you can
strange.
use it for your beard. Oz.
It was amazing. Like
I
nothing
got
has done
hairspray
that.
in my beard right now. We had a fashion show earlier, and I had to, shine it up, make sure it stayed in place.
Shine it
These are
up.
Really soft though.
Yeah, so it was like the first product ever, and I'm like, I'll help you with it only because it worked. But I told him he's trying to market the one that I use for salons, and it's like fancy and sleek and like clean. And I said it needs to be morning after approved, and we need some sparkle glitter like tube, and just
Morning
change it and
after
like get
approved.
that, the walk of shame, approved. When you get out, and the next day you still look okay. Like your hair isn't disgusting. You can
Like
throw
you
on
don't have
glasses.
sex hair.
Yeah, like literally, and it's okay. It's not all matted to your head, and is your like eyelashes falling off?
Alley
and,
cats.
mascara smeared all
That's
over
a
you.
whole nother problem.
Yeah, like,
Eyelashes.
you can be actually intact. And I was like, this is great. Let's change this to marketing. Like, it was awesome. So I told him we were going to start this little social media campaign because he's in Rochester. So I'm excited. Lots of hair product. Yay. But the gel, though, that's
let me
the one
try
that really
this
worked.
product.
Yeah, I'll
meet
get you
these
some. The
people.
gel was just amazing. It was Alchemy, and they're here. And then Brian was going to be on our show next week, and he's doing stuff with CBD oil. And so he's involved with the sales of this shampoo.
I'm a heavy user
product, and the
of
guy who's
that.
a chemist is doing products with CBD
oil.
and he's doing
And
CBD
flour.
lotions and all different products, CBD and different stuff.
So
right
he's
now.
got the topical
He's
too.
doing all of it along with his shampoo. So it
So
goes hand in hand. So
awesome.
I wanted to talk a little bit now. This big booming thing in the beauty industry is now cannabis type products.
Oh yeah.
So, obviously in the 1930s, like Reefer Madness came out, and it was like dangers of marijuana, like suicide, rape, descent into incurable mania, like your life's going to go to hell.
Masturbation.
Now weed's legal in several states. CBD oils, like good for you, is coming out. There's really expanding, and like people are more and more aware of it.
They had masturbation as a symptom.
Yeah, it was like
actually, they
chronic
do.
masturbation
Chronic
or something.
masturbation. Yeah, it's actually on here.
Wait, so you don't even smoke weed, and I got that.
Right. And then there's still this whole beauty movement with it is like all like serums, balms, candles, mascara, like CBD mascara.
Give it to me.
Yeah, so it's a new thing. There's all these just test products, and they say they smell much more alluring than bong water.
Oh well.
I would hope
That's a
that you
good
wouldn't
thing.
smell like
Yeah.
bong water, but
Oh my god.
that's what it actually says here in the magazine. So I'm pretty excited. There's a lot of different products. So this one is fresh cannabis rose perfume. I don't know what that would smell like.
Probably
but-
weed.
Some perfumes. And
I don't know if you
cologne
want to
already
smell
sound-
like weed necessarily and then get pulled
I like
over.
fresh
I was just
weed,
thinking the
like
same
when you're
thing.
smoking it, but not like.
I don't want to really like
Stale.
spray myself with perfume and then go into public
Yeah.
trying to make myself like weed.
No,
if
like
anything, I would spray
stale.
perfume on
Yeah,
myself
that's
to
been on you
cover
for a
the
while.
weed.
That's not
Right.
so nice.
Yeah.
You know, you try to cover the weed smell, not smell like weed, but I don't know. With,
Some clones do
kids
smell
these
like weed.
days, you know, it's America. No, what's going on. It's all going down, but yeah. So I know you're all into the movement, and had even
Heavy,
your own
yeah.
podcast on
Oh, yeah.
legalization of marijuana.
Yeah, it's actually even when I was doing my own show, I had a guy named Jordan Page. He's a musician from the West Coast, and he's a missionary for Cannasense Total Wellness. And they started out in California before any talk of legalization, even in New York, came to be. And he was talking a lot about how you can go online and in 24 hours they acquire you a doctor through the Fourth Amendment. And under Obamacare, which is still prevalent today, anybody in any of the 50 states under the Fourth Amendment is basically given a doctor and can get legal medicinal cannabis in all different forms, topical oils and the flower itself.
Wait, what?
Yeah, Cannasense Total Wellness. Just look it up, Google it, Cannasense Total Wellness, and just look into it, and you can get a doctor online in 24 hours. And they supply you with attorneys if you're in a state where you might get harassed by some sort of government authority. They will protect you with their lawyers.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
No, she looks into it, and actually, a lot of people don't realize the medical marijuana dispensary and everything is Columbia. It's actually right next to Kodak.
It's in there. It's
right
in the
there.
Kodak
It's
building.
right in the
right.
Kodak building. So you get to drive right by. It's right by the Mirage. So I drive by everything: strippers, weed,
Strippers and
bikers,
weed.
One shop block.
California brew house. Degenerates.
More shout outs. Hi, fam.
Oh yeah, all my fam through the years, where everyone knows my name.
That's why she said family-friendly strip club. Like, oh, that's the family.
Yeah,
That
yeah,
one.
yeah. We
Got
started
it.
young,
Yeah.
We will
They
never
scoop us
forget.
up young, and then we just stay there forever and don't really leave. And they're like, "Oh, I know her." Where you can walk in by yourself, it doesn't matter because you know everyone. People watching at the brew house is a riot at 8:00 in the morning when they start waiting outside of the doors to get in there. That's when you know it's degenerate. Actually, Gary, who helps with our podcast, he puts on the YouTube channel, has actually had that experience before of waiting outside of the brew house for it to open. And you should see those people.
I live right near there, and I see them. There's always, I bet you, I can almost guarantee there's a lady named Patty over there who
Yes,
smokes
yes.
Virginia Slims.
She's always over there.
She's got a sister in Florida that she likes to visit once in a while,
There's
but she
always
never
someone like
calls
that.
anymore.
like that. There's always someone like that. Always.
Virginia
Missing their
Slims.
teeth and that one. There's always some, homeless people and just gotta love it. Gotta love Rochester. But yeah, speaking of that. So, what do you have any upcoming, or are you going to do any events? I know you started playing a lot for Vixen. Are you still going to be involved, or just kind of taking a break?
No,
I know
yeah,
you're
I'm kind of
concentrating on
taking
your
a
kid.
break, and I'm trying to expand. Obviously, I'm made for bigger and better things, not to
Yeah.
knock down anybody. I'm just like, I'm kind of past that point, and I definitely love events, promotion.
Yeah, no,
being
I
the
feel
life
like-
of the party. That's just me.
I think it was just you missed it, and it was something fun to get back into it.
Yeah.
Not a long term.
too much stress though.
Yeah.
Too much stress. So I'll
got a
just steer
kid,
away
it's
from
hard.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I definitely have to balance that. I think that's like the main concern.
That's a hard thing when you're dancing and you have a kid. Just balancing your life and making sure that you're seeing your kid a lot, or they're
Right.
having good child care at night and they're in the right hands. And
Right.
it's a struggle for a lot of these girls. And there's some bad moms out there, and I'm not just calling anyone out, but I mean, use your head.
Ones that aren't making
Make
such
sure
good
they're at the right
choices.
place.
Well,
know?
it can be, it's just working in a bar in that environment. We all know the things that it can lead to, as you talk about it on the show
Yeah.
all the time. It can become a black hole. It's easy money. So
Yep.
girls end up living there, overworking themselves, and to deal with overworking
and
themselves.
you get hooked and you don't know you're out.
Right, and you either end up in some sort of out of naive, in the drugs or too much alcohol and partying, and you end up making all of these bad choices instead of just going there for work and then going home.
And
to your
never
kid.
learning from the bad choices. You repeat them over and over again. That's when the black
Right.
hole happens, is when dumb things happen and you don't learn from it. You just keep repeating the same
Yeah,
mistake.
a lot of girls just beat themselves up about their bad choices, and then they continue.
And then you
in the
get
downward
sucked in, and that's
spiral.
what I say. And then you don't realize you are because you got the enablers to at the club.
Yeah.
So you're like, I'm having a problem with drinking, I'm trying not to, but then you go and the same customers that always got you drinks because they drink are all right there.
Yep,
and
and
you
it's
feel you have to, and then you just get
perpetual,
pulled
yeah.
down. So I had issues with drinking that, so that's why I started working at new clubs that didn't serve alcohol. So I like Playmates because like there's no customers bringing in alcohol. No one's pushing
Right.
alcohol. If you're coming off as too drunk as an employee, you get terminated because you can't have you like that because they don't serve alcohol.
At this point, like,
And it just works for
doesn't
me.
even agree
But
with me.
I struggled at the time, but now I don't have that issue. But it was because I was sometimes when I first started going back just to kind of get my life on track after the divorce.
Right.
You drink, and then it was day shifts, and it was boring. So it was happening as I was sitting at Tally Ho, and then I would start buying my own drinks.
The next
and
thing you
then
know-
I was like, I don't want
That's
to
a
talk to these
no-no.
customers.
That's on my no-no list.
And then their drinks are expensive. So then I was spending like $100 of my own money, and then I didn't want to actually dance for anyone. And then I'm like, let's
Yeah.
just go out and have fun with my
Yeah.
friends. And it was just stupid.
Yep.
And I was like
Yep.
stripping for alcohol.
That's how the clubs and stuff
Stripping
was
for
basically
alcohol.
for me until my kid came around and like he was like walking and talking and I'm like, he's becoming a little human. I gotta actually like teach him how to
Function,
do
yeah.
things.
Yeah.
You know, I
You
gotta
can't be hungover every day.
Right,
You
no.
know, you gotta like get up. And then they're aware, like he's yelling at my ex, he'd be all hungover, and his kid be like, "Let's do something." He'd be like, "No, let's just watch like Netflix or something." And I'm the one who'd be outside, like, "All right, let's go play."
Yeah, but nobody
basketball.
wants a
Let's go to the
hangover when
pool."
your kid is asking you the same thing like 50,000
no one
times.
wants
Nope.
it either.
Or they're saying something and you're trying to understand what they're saying, and it's like a headache for both of you, and you just start screaming at each other. Oh,
and
yeah.
you're sweating tequila out of your eyeballs. It's
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
oh,
basically. Basically.
and they're running around.
I remember
dying.
there was one morning I was still hungover, and I like went out. I was going back to the house, and I'm driving, and I had to puke so bad. So I pulled over in this church parking lot in front of all these people, and I just like hurled, and I'm like, okay, mommy's coming home now.
church parking
so
lot.
bad.
So of course it's a church, right?
Yeah, it was.
It's bad if you don't learn from it. As long as you learn from it, you're a better person. A better
Sorry,
mother
Jesus.
Today. It is what it is. You know, everybody makes mistakes. That's what Jesus used to hang out with. Jesus didn't hang out with a whole bunch of good citizens and good people. Jesus hung out with the delinquents, the truants, and the people that were lost and didn't have good causes. The people that needed to be saved.
Yeah, you know, speaking of
Big
something
J in
we
the
can all-
house.
right? Speaking of what we can all talk about and worst hangover things, my worst hangover involved having to put together a trampoline in like 100-degree weather
Oh my
outside.
God. Wait a
with
second.
Roxy. It was actually so intensely
Yeah, but we
hot.
weren't actually doing anything. We were just drinking,
We
and your friend was
attempted.
putting it all together.
It attempted, and then we found a guy to do all the work, but it was really rough just, watching him do it.
She came over. She's like, I found someone to put the trampoline together for us.
Jesus. Like a stray man. Like, here, boy.
Basically.
Put together the trampoline.
There was another man who wanted to help us, and he
That's
felt
exactly
bad
what
because
happened, though.
those coils were hard to do. And then Roxy was tying them the wrong way, and then you had to like pull them apart because they're
Stop.
snapping at your fingers. Yeah, it was
Yeah.
funny.
Katrina called me. She was so mad at you, Rox. She's like, damn.
Well,
freaking Roxy,
I didn't realize it was like the hottest day of the summer, so I thought it was
It
just because I was
was. It was
hungover.
bad.
So I didn't realize till I got in the car, and I'm like,
We
because
couldn't
I thought it was
breathe.
just me. I thought it was my punishment for drinking the night before, and I was like, oh, that's what I get for going to visit Trinity at Smoking Joe's. Now I'm freaking suffering, and like here I am.
All that hard work putting together that trampoline.
it was a lot of work.
It's hard to watch people do stuff.
I actually participated, but it would have taken forever because she had this theory that we're going to take piece by piece out of the box and then walk it into the back. But
I'm
we ended
small,
up dragging
okay?
the box.
To me, it was like 1,000 trips that needed to be taken.
It was. I realized in my head that this was going to be bad, so I thought get someone to help us. Let's not be
That was a good
stupid.
call, yeah.
I was like, this can be bad, and I don't want my fake nails snapped off and have to waste $60, $70 for them again.
Yeah.
And it hurts when it
Lord.
happens. They really do. It does. I slammed my hand in the door before, and they broke all off at once.
I love your tangents. She has a but. I
Oh, I
thought she was
know.
going to go on about eyelashes.
No.
again
I
after
go on the
nails, but-
tangents. No, it makes it. I love it because then if I do that with a significant other, they like tone me out. It's like,
I thought you were going to say
Like,
something about my tan. I was like, yeah, thank you.
I got to
Yeah, no, Oz does have a nice
It is
tag on
golden.
right now.
tangents.
I come back like a week later. He's like golden brown. He's like, "Hey guys, what's up?"
I keep thinking,
So-
I keep thinking
Yeah.
I'm getting sun, and then I'm next to people who are actually a tan, and I'm like, oh,
We need need
Don't
to.
really
So
want-
next
kidding.
week when we get on, we are going to have the date for Bobbit. We are going to have all the events. We are going to have all the stuff about the Evergreen Memorial Garden listed. All the stuff's going to be done on Facebook. And we're going to have open auditions. We're going to list some of this stuff and allow some interns to come in and you can talk to us. Check out the studio while we're here. And we can see if it's a good fit or not. So
Interns.
people who are interested legitimately want to do this, not just to check out it, who actually want a career in radio, in music, in theater, this is the show to get on because we are going places. And I'm aggressive and Oz is aggressive. And we go for stuff. We're not just going to sit around. Like when I say like I want to get CPR training in the clinics, I get it done.
Oh yeah, a week.
Yeah, we get it done. Like we
It
don't
was
play
like
around.
3 days.
Yeah, we did it. Like I told the right people said that's brilliant. Boom, done. So I mean, my nightmare is gonna help make a difference in a lot of people's lives, and hopefully
You should
actually
say
save
that
our
too.
lives.
If you're a person who likes to get stuff done,
I am. I do like getting.
those are the
stuff
people
done.
that you want.
Those are people I want in my life. Like I want positive, happy people who want to make a difference, who care. We want people who were affected a little bit by the opioid epidemic, not people who are actively using. No, we
Right.
don't want that. But people who understand because we do a lot of charity and volunteer work with that industry.
Right.
So, any last minute things? I'm Katrina Lee. Check me out on Facebook. I have a modeling personal page. I'm Katsmeow, KATSMEOWKARES. And it's all empowering women in domestic abuse relationship. Also, men can be abused too. So is anyone in a negative place with narcissists, psychopaths, sociopaths. We're Beyond the Pole Radio on Facebook. We're at Beyond the Pole Radio on with Katrina Lee on YouTube. We have
I'm Oz. Hey, what's up? You can find me on Instagram, OzDN. You can find me on Facebook, all over the damn place. And yeah, that's just me. I'm Oz. Hi, bye.
And I'm Roxie Love, ROXII Love on Facebook. On Instagram, you can find me, the official Roxie Love. On Snapchat, I am .RoxieLove.
Thank you. Come again.
Hey guys, this is Brendan Sanzo. You can find me on Instagram. I'm starting a company, so that's Deadass Productions. So it's deada.p, and then you could also find me at Sanzo62.
all right, everyone. Tune in and check us out next week. We will return Beyond the Pole.
Love ya.
You.